taco. When you say taco, say viva. I never had a better taco. It didn't say viva.
When you say taco, say viva. When you say taco, say viva.
2 weeks ago, the world fell in love with Snuffy the seal, who washed up on shore injured and dehydrated. We now go live to Snuffy's triumphant return to the sea.
We are just moments away from releasing Snuffy, the rescued seal, back into the ocean. And now you see it, Snuffy's triumphant return.
Holy
The following program contains scenes which some audience members may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Those who know, study, and love sharks are certain of one thing. Attacks on human beings are so rare as to be statistically close to impossible. And when they strike, the only evidence is a corpse or a devastating wound. Although shark bites have been captured by cameras, shark attacks on humans have not.
Mamma mia, that's some species. Cut spicy meatballs, Jack. Sorry. Take 28. Out, Tony. And action. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. What was the matter with that? The accent. Huh. Cut. Cut. Micey, micey, ballsy, ballsy. Cut.
Take 59.
And action.
Sometimes you eat more than you should. And when it's spicy besides, Mamma Mia, do you need Alka-Seltzer? Alka-Seltzer can help unstuff you, relieve the acid indigestion, and help make you your old self again.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. Okay, let's break for lunch.
While America reels from the tragic events at the pier, an ocean-wide search is underway for the suspect. If you see the animal who snuffed out Snuffy's life way too soon, don't try to apprehend him yourself. He's believed to be extremely dangerous. If you know anything, please go to snuffytheseal.com. And don't forget to wear sunscreen, because prolonged exposure to UV rays is also dangerous.
Now on Celebrity Show Week, there is an incredible premiere. It's called Shark Attack Rescuers.
When tragedy strikes, there's been a shark attack.
It was not an option to not go into that water. There was no thought of my own safety.
Those who respond to the call of distress with no regard for their own safety are selfless heroes. They are the shark attack rescuers.
Come on! You're gonna make it, okay? Come on. Look.
What compels an ordinary person to rescue a victim from shark-infested waters, knowing full well the predator could return at any moment?
And then it hits me. That could have been me. I could have left a wife without a husband, a son without a father. I've got a baby on the way.
How would you react in an emergency? From an elementary schoolboy saving his younger brother, to well-trained shark task forces around the world, professionals and civilians become heroes in times of crisis.
Shark Attack Rescuers, it's a very special premiere, and we're on a very special adventure. I'm with Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray, and you must stay with us. After the break, Mark will be telling us why he chose this shark adventure. So stay with us on Celebrity Shark Week.
When countless reports of shark attacks flooded the airwaves and newsprint around the world in the first half of 2001, the year became known as Summer of the Shark. From the accounts of terror covered by the news media, it seemed that Jaws was not just a fictional movie. But as facts surfaced through the mountain of hype, the yearly reported total of 76 shark attacks was actually 9 less than the previous year. What then had fueled the unprecedented amount of sensational coverage? Maggie Large from Florida's Fort Pierce Tribune comments.
They called it the Summer of the Shark partially because there were a number of high-profile attacks that resulted in serious injuries, and also because there wasn't a whole lot of other news going on. From there, it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. The media kind of wants to see more and more shark stories, so even if a shark bite is not very severe, might not merit a front-page story in a local paper, suddenly it becomes a national story, and so those stories that would normally not be as exciting are suddenly bumped up to the front page.
2 of them just came at me as fast as they could and hit my surfboard, went under my surfboard.
Had a summer full of soft news created an environment for such hype? What ultimately was in a frenzy, sharks or the media?
I think there's a difference between responsible reporting and whipping people up into a frenzy. There's a fine line between being a responsible journalist and being an exploitative journalist, and certainly people have crossed the line.
With incomplete news coverage and information, what was more dangerous, shark bite or human consumption? Compare the 76 shark attacks on humans in 2001 to the 40 million sharks we harvest each year.
Shark attack hype can be dangerous for conservation. People think of them as a villain. They don't think of them as, a predator, as part of an ocean ecosystem. And people are drawn to the shark attack stories partially because of their own fears of being attacked in a similar way, and also because they're interested in the injuries and the gore. With any kind of tragedy, with any kind of situation where there's a little bit of drama or a little bit of blood, people are interested because it's not something that happens to every person every day.
I do look out for my brother because he is smaller than me, not as experienced as I am.
Keeping his brother safe is 12-year-old Byron Hawk's #1 priority.
All right, Corey, I'm ready to take you out. You want to go out?
The top priority for Tommy Nyman of the St. Lucie County Fire District is being the first emergency personnel on the scene when tragedy strikes.
30 miles of our county borders the Atlantic Ocean. And there's no doubt, being in the tropical waters of South Florida, knowing that a lot of sharks do run in our waters out here off the coast. St. Lucie County Fire Station number 9, which I am one of the paramedics on one of the shifts, responds to the most of the shark encounters. Obviously, because we are a little less than 200 yards away from the Atlantic Ocean shoreline. Another reason being that just a matter of a quarter mile down to the south of us is some of the best surfing because of the nature of the inlet and the rocks and the shoreline really produces a lot better waves. Predominantly, we've seen a lot of surfers be attacked because of the nature of their activity. Their legs kicking off the side of a board, which is obviously, in a lot of cases, looks like fresh bait to an aggressive and hungry shark.
Jerry Hawk and his family are surfers who deal on a regular basis with the possibility of shark attack. But Jerry never thought it would happen to his family.
Prior to this attack, I really thought there was an extremely low chance of ever seeing a shark, let alone having one of my children attacked by a shark. There's a group of us that have been together for years and years. One of my better friends, Ron Sprague, he was in our wedding, is how far our friendship goes back, and we have been surfing in the South Florida area for all these years together. Now that our sons have become of age, we're bringing our sons into the tradition.
Byron have his gloves on?
Yep. In order to prepare the boys for emergency situations, we talk about safety issues, and we talk about if anything ever happened, don't run away from the shark, because a shark is used to chasing the fish, so we tell them that the shark will chase you if you run from it. If a shark is attacking you, many of them, once they've got a hold of you, they won't let go. They're almost like a mean dog, but the shark has a soft spot, and that's its eyes. And if you poke him in the eyes or hit him in the eyes or kick him in the face, they will typically let go and at least maybe go away or at least come back around and you can defend yourself again.
Shark experts vary in their opinions as to how effective this approach may be. But in this case, it seems Gerald's advice to his sons paid off.
On the day of the attack, I was out surfing at Fort Pierce Inlet State Park with Byron and Jerry Hawk. I was on a wave, I pulled out of the wave and fell in the water. I felt something hit my legs. So I jumped on my board, and when I swam my foot up, I saw a lot of blood and flesh like hanging out of my leg. Started paddling in and I yelled shark to warn the other surfers, and the shark came up again and I kicked it in the head. Byron, he was in the water when I got hit, and he saw what happened. He saw me coming in.
I just rode a wave in, and he looks back, and his foot's all bleeding and shredded out. He's like, Byron, I got bit.
Byron went and got Jerry Hawk and my dad, Ron Sprague, and they'd come get me. And when I got to shore, I stood up on my foot and put weight on it, and I collapsed.
When a shark attack occurs, usually someone there with a cell phone or someone near the state park calls 911. We immediately are dispatched from the communications center. We have a buggy and a four-wheeler that works great as our beach access vehicle to get to the shark victim that's usually on shore by the time we get there, to quickly put that person in an access to get off the beach and onto our rescue unit. And of course, while we're there doing all the immediate medical attention that needs to be done to stop the bleeding and take care of that victim that's now our patient in whatever way is deemed necessary to keep them from going into further shock.
My foot after the attack had 4 deep marks in it, gashes where the teeth went. I was totally by surprise when the shark attacked. I really did not think something like that would happen to me.
How's it feel?
Feels fine now. It's a little numb.
The Hawk family couldn't imagine it would happen to them again, but it did, when Byron's younger brother Corey became St. Lucie County's next victim of shark attack.
There's no doubt that the call that strikes home closest to me personally was attending a 6-year-old boy that was bitten by a shark, playing in the identical waters that my little girl plays in at that same age when we go to the beach.
But the Hawk family's love of surfing outweighs their fear of shark attack. Surf's up, thanks to a retreating hurricane, and the Hawks head back for St. Lucie County in search of waves. They do, however, exercise every precaution against confronting a shark.
Well, we kind of chase these storms up the coast. We are the storm chasers, and as they go north, we move north up the beaches. It's a little kind of a surf safari thing that we do. That particular day, we were chasing Hurricane Gabrielle, and we had been planning the trip, like I say, for a few days. We figured we were going to have a great day.
Once again, the Hawks are surfing on Tommy Nyman's beat. Despite all their precautions, due to a shark, they will meet again.
We've had mornings where into that state park area, the cars have been lined up for a quarter mile waiting to get in there and surf.
The morning that we got to the park, I asked them at the gate, I said, any shark sightings? No, 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 they told us. So the beach is open, we didn't see any bait fish running, we figure it's pretty safe. I'm going to let him play in basically what is 3 foot of water.
I was there in my steep water boogie boarding with my brother. I took my brother out because he was bored, and I already surfed that whole morning, so I figured it's low tide, I could take him out because I could stand. When I was boogie boarding, I went on a very big wave and I flipped right in front of a shark. My brother was right by me. After he saw that I got bit by a shark, he saw it come back for him. Then I ran over there and I saw the shark was coming back and he kicked it away. The shark bit me right in the back. I was very, very scared. When it bit me, it really did hurt. You all right? Dad! Dad! I started screaming for my dad because I didn't know where he was because he was out at the time.
With Jerry still in the water surfing, people on the beach heard Byron raise the alarm, and someone dialed 911.
A lot of times, at the very time we're taking the ambulance, we also have one man taking our four-wheeler and beach buggy and going directly over from the station to the beach. You're kind of holding, yeah, or someone holding traction.
Okay, man. What we're trying to do is keep you as still as possible, all right, Corey? Just do a log roll.
Yep. Good, okay, let's support that wound.
Okay, Corey, you ready?
1, 2, 3, on a log roll. Good, I got the injury. Side here. Hey, Corey, doing good. Doing real good. Just hang on, buddy, hang on.
First time that I realized something had happened was my older son was calling me in from the beach. So by the time I paddled in, I saw the younger son laying on the beach with some blood on his clothing. And you get this kind of sinking feeling in your heart, you know, and it looked worse than it actually was. I asked Corey if he had feeling in his legs, and he did. He could move his toes. He was talking to me.
Go ahead, Ralph, let's go. Let's go. All right, right here, you got it.
Now Byron has been witness to 2 shark attacks. 2 years, 2 weeks apart. These attacks were same beach, same time of day, same group of people that we always surf with, you know, about the same time of year. Byron did well both times. Both times when he was on the beach, he knew what to do, and he knew to find something to wrap the wound with, and he grabbed somebody's towel off the beach, and here he is, a 12-year-old child, and he's doing better than some of the adults on the beach were doing that day, I believe.
Next time I go surfing, I want my brother around me because just in case I get bit by a shark again.
Being attacked more than once is very likely 3 miles south of Fort Pierce, Florida, in notorious Volusia County. Fortunately, one of the largest and best-equipped beach patrol organizations resides here, in what has been dubbed the shark attack capital of the world.
I'm excited to be part of the largest lifeguard and beach operation in the state of Florida. We cover 47 miles of beach, and geographically, that's one of the largest beach operations in the United States. And we get about 10 million people a year that come to our beaches. The New Smyrna Inlet, about half a mile of beach, leads the world every year in the number of shark bites. What makes it unique is the inlet area itself is a very rich feeding area for small varieties of sharks. They come in and out of the inlet and they feed on the bait fish in that area. And the south side of the inlet in New Smyrna Beach also happens to be one of the top surfing destinations in the state of Florida. So on a good spring or summer day, we'll have 200 plus surfers in the water. And at the same time, on an outgoing tide, all of these bait fish get flushed out of the inlet into the ocean, get swept onto the New Smyrna side of the inlet, in among all of these surfers, and the sharks come in to feed on the bait fish. And they get disoriented in the wave action, they're learning to hunt, and they start biting down on anything that moves. What's exciting about our organization is our full-time employees are triple trained. They're emergency medical technicians, they're lifeguards, and they're law enforcement officers. So for the beachgoer, it's a great benefit. So when you come to the beach, we have one single individual that can handle anything that comes along.
To be prepared, Wooden and his team regularly practice water rescues, utilizing a variety of equipment at their disposal, including a jet ski and a helicopter.
All of our beach employees work daily for emergency action plans. We plan all the time for emergency situations. We train every day swimming and running to make sure that they're physically in shape enough to where they can get to the person, retrieve them, and get them back into the beach.
All right, guys, today we're going to make a practice rescue. Chris, I'll need you out in the water in front of the tower. Ben, you'll be the tower guard. When she's, blow your whistle once or twice, and when she's in trouble, go ahead and go after her. Mark, you'll be on the ski. When he makes contact, bring the ski in, and we'll get her in a basket and bring her back to shore. Gabe, you'll be with me in the truck. We'll come down here and back him up.
Well, if we have somebody in the water that's bitten by a shark, typically what we'll do is we'll have a tower guard that's at the water's edge with a radio. Call in, he'll be in the water on a rescue. And at that point, we'll back him up with a boat and also a jet ski. In addition to that, we'll have 1 or 2 trucks responding, and they have auto defibrillators on board. They've got surfboards and buoys and everything else that we need to get that person and retrieve them from the water. And then we'll just keep funneling resources to that area until the area is stabilized and we can get the situation under control. Florida leads the world in shark bites, and then Volusia County leads the state of Florida in the number of bites every year. Sharks that we have are small, they're 3 to 5 feet long, just juvenile reef sharks that come in close to the beach. Well, we had actually never closed the beach until this past summer. We had 22 shark bites here in Volusia County. We had 11 bites in 10 days. And so for the first time, we went ahead and closed the beach. The surfing community here in New Smyrna Beach became very, very frustrated that they were not able to go in the water. The waves were great, and they knew the potential for shark bites. And so what we did is we basically let them back in. We told them the beach is closed, we think it's a danger, and if you think you have to go back in and catch those waves, you're surfing at your own risk.
All the warnings in the world won't prevent diehards from catching a wave.
It is an inherent risk when you enter the water. You're entering their domain, and when you enter it, you're on their terms. The reason that I still go out in the water knowing and seeing the sharks out there is that I have been surfing here for a long time, and I'm aware of the risk when I enter the water. But I have a heightened awareness of what's going on around me when I enter the water.
But those on the first line of defense have a different perspective.
We get to see a lot of sharks from up above, and you're in their environment, and you just have to take precautions in what to do and when to get out. And people surfing need to know that when they see a lot of bait fish in the water, they should actually get out of the water.
We had lifeguards and beach patrol officers standing by just in case anything did occur, but we let them back in the water. We put up signs on the beach that said, dangerous marine animals have been sighted in this area. For the most part, we don't have life-threatening incidences on our beach, but on occasion we'll get a severe bite. And basically what we do is we activate the 911 system. Our beach patrol officers are the first responders. Many times the people are already out of the water and on the beach. Somebody's got a towel wrapped around the injured area, typically the leg or the hip area where the bite occurred, and then we get an ambulance on the scene. We treat the person and then we have them transported to a local hospital. Well, as a spokesperson for this area, and in particular the beach, it's a tough situation because we are a tourist destination and we have the largest beach in the state of Florida. So, we want to encourage people to come here, and the truth is that if you come to any of our beaches here in Volusia County, outside of that 1/2 mile of beach at the inlet in New Smyrna, chances of spotting or encountering a shark is extremely remote.
Knowledge, training, high-tech equipment, and the support of several emergency response groups are important safeguards against the loss of life when sharks bite humans. But it is the selfless acts of courage in the face of impossible odds, ignoring the danger and thinking only of the victim. That is the instinctive ingredient common to all shark attack rescuers.
There's relief at the beach today. The shark that's been terrorizing the coastline has been caught.
So I was throwing and then I tried to set the hook.
That's Shark Week.